tells the story, and it reminds whatever they had back in the days, because they didn't have a library. That's where it was all stored through song and dance.
Yeah.
The teaching was there, so they tell a story back then, and today when you sing the same song, it tells the story that they produced years ago. Like.
How good is this spot? This little shack is my home for I don't know how long. Up here on Badu Island in the Torres Strait Islands. Now I'm sitting here today, I'm sitting here this morning waiting. So welcome back to another episode, guys. You can sit here and wait with me. I'm waiting for Remus and Yaps to come around the corner here from the main village on Badu, or the only village on Badu these days. To come around here and pick me up. Super low tide out there, as you can see, which should change soon and start slowly coming in, and we're going to head around the back of the island. Morning, Ballas. How are you? Oh, so good. So we've got your secret spots in there. Fancy. The current's fast, eh?
Plenty, okay. We want the big crays, we don't want the little crays. What do you take them for? Namas? Pizza? Great, let's go. Oh yeah. Nate, check this. Nate, check this one and then swim to Yaps.
Badu, Moa, Mobiag. Yeah, the back of Mobiag. Side of Badu. All right, so we're diving behind these two islands, which are already in the middle of nowhere, which is Badu and Mobiag, up here in the Torres Strait Islands. And it's literally between the very tip of Australia and Papua New Guinea. Like, these reefs are just in the middle of nowhere. You know, I've said this before, that I love hunting with these fellas. I love watching how, you know, it's just two good mates who have grown up doing this, you know, learning their place on the boat, learning their place in the water, all whilst trying to catch a feed for their family and keeping each other safe at the same time. Remus is so quick that whilst I'm still hitting the water and trying to find him where he's landed in the water, he's already down there nailing crayfish.
Another one there, eh?
And yep, I'm finally getting the hang of catching these things by hand. Nice one, bro. The coral trout. The coral trout is a sought after fish all around the world, but particularly up here in North Queensland, you know, by recreational fishermen, because it is such a good fighting fish, but also because it's beautiful, but also because it's absolutely delicious. It's a really good feed. And up here in the islands, you know, islanders, particularly here on, well, not particularly, but across all the Torres Strait Islands, but you know, here on Badu, these people live from the ocean. They always have, and they do to this day, live from the ocean. Whether that's, you know, stingray at the right time of year, turtle the right time of year, dugong, crayfish, obviously, and then, you know, coral trout. I know the locals love their smaller fish, like the quickie muck and things like that. I agree, they're absolutely beautiful, but you can't go past a coral trout. And I'm sure Remus and Yaps here would completely agree with me that they are one of the best fish in the ocean. So we're absolutely stoked when Remus comes up with his coral trout.
My dad's brother used to have a camp here. Yeah. Cody's dad.
Oh yeah?
He's come here all the time, man. The kids. They used to have like Christmas parties.
Yeah.
All the families used to always come. Like, look at the weather. You can just people everywhere.
We'll come and stay out here for a while.
Camp?
Yeah.
The camp here.
Tell us about like diving for cray up here as your job. With that, like what we did today, is that a pretty normal day?
Yeah.
Or is it
but
more?
That's relaxed.
Is it?
Yeah. Because normally it's just, because like I told you, when it's money, you got to be one breath, one rock.
Yeah.
Check,
come back up,
catch,
get in the boat.
And go. Kind of a little bit of a habit there, like to jump in, but I try to just slow it down so we can just cruise. But once it's good when you go fast, it makes the day go quick.
Yeah.
And you're not mucking around too much, because the time and tide don't wait for nobody.
Yeah, it's, you know, especially up here.
Well, you look at the weather today, like it was running in the morning, but when we went up on top there, that's the time to
make the most of it.
Fly around. Acabo de dar. Look at the white one, bro.
Oh, there's heaps of kids up there, eh?
I set the net, mullet net.
Oh yeah, I see. How is everyone?
Ja, das ist ein...
Ja, das ist der Ötchen noch.
Oh, ja, Ötchen. Oh, ja!
Jaka. Eka, vidim. Čika, manj nazad. Evo ti glipate. Evo, kaj diske?
Oh, ja. Oh, is it nice?
What's all these shops? Okay. Put kaya. On this umbrella? Then she's gonna roast it for them.
Just straight on the coals.
Yeah. You're gonna what you wanna do? We're gonna cruise or
Yeah,
what?
I don't mind.
You put water on.
No.
You push a dragon net over there, like baby. Okay. You put the one more left.
How long's the net been out?
Like 20 minutes. It's enough.
How do you do them on the coals? Do you cut the tail in half? Yeah.
And the head.
And the head.
CJ.
And then...
That's it. Oh, you got them on already.
Hey?
You got them straight on there.
Yeah.
Oh, heaps of whitefish, eh? So is this the best way to cook them?
Yeah, I reckon. Instead of whole.
Yeah.
Sitting like right fucking there. Oh, sorry. Don't wait for serving.
So the head as well.
Huh?
So this is, you reckon that's the best part, eh?
Yeah.
I heard a few people say that.
Stuff here. Eat it with the meat.
So here on Badu, most of the families that live in town also have camps around the island, and it seems like these stretches of beaches will be for a certain family group, like a surname will sort of like, they'll all have camps along that beach. And I asked about how that works, you know, what gives them the right, or like, yeah, what's the process to just claim a piece of land. And it's basically putting in these coconut trees. So if you have your ancestral rights to that area, so that's your family's area and it has been forever, that's the first step. The second step is to come and plant the coconuts and show like ownership and also like a presence on the land there, and then that's your camp and no one can dispute it. So that's why the majority of these camps all have coconuts around them, and apparently they take about 10-15 years, or roughly maybe a little bit more, to get to that nice mature size. So all these camps that I'm seeing, like these ones up in front here, have potentially been there for like 20 years.
Stuck. Look at all the orange there. All the shit.
That's good though, isn't it?
Wow, that's the best.
Yeah.
You already buttered this one? Yeah. Let's go butter. Oh, well, tell them you did butter. Some butter, check it out.
Thanks, brother.
You never know.
Oh yeah.
Some salt. Can't go wrong, eh, without salt.
Oh yeah. It's so fresh, eh? But what do you normally get? Heaps of mullet through here?
Yeah.
Big ones?
Yeah. This time of the year, June, July, they're always like very big and
Big.
fat.
How do you cook them just straight on the coal?
Yeah, or you can, some people fry them or bake them or make boil.
Boil them like a soup.
Yes.
So you grew up doing this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. And nothing goes to waste. It's so good to see, like all that will be either cooked up here and then the rest taken back to the community. Same with the last couple of days fishing. Everything just gets taken back to the community and just spread out between all the families. I just love it. It's so good. So brother, tell us something about like growing up here, and you know, you don't live here anymore, but you've worked here in the crate industry, and obviously times are changing. Like I've just noticed being here, everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
Right, so if you either live here like a traditional way of life where you're just catching your
Otherwise
food,
you can't live, yeah, you can't live at all.
because there's only a certain amount of jobs.
No, even our jobs, like, that's the reason, one of the reasons I moved away, like, was for work.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like, crayfish is good, but, you know, the market's underpriced now, so it sends everybody into shockwaves. Like, I was talking to all the other boys, and they're pretty much saying the same thing, like they're going to get tradie jobs and TAs. No work.
And so the locals who are catching the crays aren't getting the money really, are they? Like the
Because
middleman's
they're
making all the money.
relying on someone else. Like, but hopefully things go right, and whatever they got set up, that's coming.
Hopefully they'll change.
Hopefully it'll change, or it'll bring a market.
Yeah.
You know, so there's sort of two people, two buyers instead of just having one. Or
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, just allow more money to stay on the island.
and everything's like for me, everything's going up. Like fuel prices are going up, but crate prices are still the same. Like
Yeah.
you'd think
How much
if
is
everything
fuel?
else is going up. Well, what was fuel today?
356.
356. So it was like what, 270 bucks for 70 litres.
Wow.
Lucky big miner.
That makes everything expensive, eh? Like those crayfish, those fish are worth a lot more.
But you imagine those crays, like if you sold some of them, you wouldn't get the money for you. You wouldn't get your fuel money back, like
Yeah.
so you would make nothing.
Yeah.
So you'd lose. So you're fighting a losing battle.
But a good place to grow up.
Beautiful place, like that. I want my son to come back and grow up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
You know-
still that traditional way where you learn from your uncles and you
Yeah.
taught from a young age how to hunt. How to
And the good
dive.
thing about moving back is, you know, all that knowledge and all your uncles and your aunts, mothers, they all starting to leave us now. So it's a good time to come back and spend time with them
Yeah.
to get that knowledge. Otherwise, you lose it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
Yeah.
you gotta, it's something for something all the time.
Yeah.
If you want to move away, that's what you lose. But if you want to stay here, then
that's tough, hey?
wow.
Yeah, because you got to pass. You got that obligation now to pass that to your son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he'll be right. Like, I want him to have the upbringing I had. You know, swimming in the creeks,
Yeah.
playing down at the beach, setting the net like the kids set net there.
Yeah.
We used to love doing that. And swim till sun go down. Now that's something you want your kids to have too.
Yeah.
Instead of playing iPad.
Yeah, that's
Even
it.
though he loves his iPad.
What's your cocoa melon?
He loves his cocoa melon.
Oh, how's this shack? That's fancy. What about you, Yaps? You grew up on Mulla?
Yeah, pretty much doing the same stuff.
It's all very similar.
Yeah, it's all very similar. Doing netting, enjoying life, I guess.
Yeah. And you do it from a young age?
Yeah.
The same thing, uncles and that teach you everything. Is it like a pick of the islands out of the, like these
No, it's
three?
not like this. Like Badu's all like got more hills and stuff. And more, we got more salt pans. Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, a lot of flats.
Salt pans means mud crabs though, eh? They got mangroves.
Yeah. Remus told Tala, one of his brothers, was just here.
Yeah.
Probably gonna take you mud crabbing up front.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be great.
Another thing too I wanted to say is that's not the only thing like you look forward to for your kids to have is the culture as well. Like, you know, traditional dancing and all that knowledge. Like I said, it's all passed through song and dance. So, and we have elders that are with us here today that, you know, still store it and have it, and like we all value it. And I grew up traditional dancing every night. Like, you used to roll your eyes when your mom and dad says, "Come on, dance practice." But you don't realize, like, teaching you all that knowledge.
Yeah. That's such a strange thing to me. Like, I had a young kid come up to me at the footy carnival and say, the first thing he said was, "Do you dance?" And I was like, no.
I disco dance.
Yeah. Like in our culture, we don't dance, but to you guys, it's like for us to dance is like feminine, but for you guys, it's a masculine thing, and it's
Yeah, because it tells the story, and it reminds whatever they had back in the days, because they didn't have a library. That's where it was all stored through song and dance.
Yeah.
The teaching was there. So they tell a story back then, and today when you sing the same song, it tells the story that they produced years ago. Like,
who knows how long.
Even today, they have young composers that are making songs. You know, that are making their own songs, telling their own stories. So one day when their grandkids will hear the song, they'll be you know, they'll reminisce about that story that they had. They got all kinds of stories. Like, we have plane dancers as well, like that people wear like headdresses with planes on them, but that just tells the story of back through the war.
Oh yeah, those bombers coming over.
Like bombers.
And like first ships being seen and things like that.
Like boat dance, everything. Fish dance with the nets, and then they do have this thing to represent the waves. Other ones for clouds, stars. Because back in the day, they used to just navigate with stars. A lot of history.
Is there ceremony together, like with Badu and Moa?
No, it's only just started last year.
Has it?
Yeah, the Christmas ceremony. Yeah.
Christmas ceremony.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
So you come together for it and big celebration.
Together, celebrate, dance.
That's great.
We did Badu and Mobile.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because back in the old days, you guys were at like war constantly together. It seemed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Our forefathers used to done it before, like come together. Then
Okay.
it went all away,
Yeah.
and we try to bring it back again.
Yeah, that's good. Because you're such close neighbours.
Yeah.
That's good.
And to see it, like, to be away for 6-7 years and to see it, like, on the internet,
Yeah.
like, just brings you that much closer to home. Like I said, like your videos, it's just a click of a button and then refresh, not as reloaded as you want to be, but it takes you back, you have a little fix. And
Yeah.
so we're always watching it.
And they see
This little one.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful island. Alright guys, as always, this episode today is brought to you all by Chevy Power Products. Now, this little system here is not a Chevy Power product, but you know, being out here, I'm on Badu Island at the moment in the Torres Strait Islands, really remote, and I'm trickle charging my GoPro batteries, the laptop, you know, trying to transfer files on the from SD cards to hard drives and stuff, all running off this tiny little solar panel, and I'm struggling. And it's really made me appreciate the Chevy system that is in the back of my 79 series cruiser and how simple that makes my life on the road when I'm filming. So thank you to Chevy. Now Chevy Power Products, that's what they specialize in, right? So they'll build these plug and play systems from small right up to big ones, to go from like the back of a tradies ute to run everything on site, right through to, you know, a big system that goes in like mine, a 79 series cruiser, or whatever your adventure vehicle is, a big caravan, something that's going to live off grid and power your adventures, you know, for 12, 18, 24 months, whatever you want to do. Chevy Power Products has you covered. So thank you, Chevy Power Products, for having me covered, for getting me out here into these remote locations and helping me to film what I do, sharing my adventures and this amazing culture that we have here in Australia and the Torres Strait Islands out there with the world. If you need to set up for your ute or for your caravan, your Land Cruiser, whatever you're doing, drop in and see Chevy Power Products. Venture Concepts have their gear, or check out chevypowerproducts.com.au, or look them up on Instagram, Facebook, all that. They're everywhere. Okay, let's get back to it. See you, brother.
Okay, brother. What's up? Anytime, you're always welcome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
Hopefully in the next couple of years, when I move back, bring your family up.
I'll bring the family.
Yeah.
Spend some time up here.
Alright, brother. Safe travel, okay, on your journey?
Oh, I've got some supplies. Crayfish, this Maggie Asian sauce, and a bag of fruit. What a treat. When you're traveling like I am, with, like you guys saw, I've got a bag of rice and a bag of oats. That's basically it. This stuff is just an absolute luxury. Eso! Back at Uncle Putul's camp, we're doing some rice in there in the jet boil. I've got an abundance of fruit. Thanks to Rangi and Remus for getting that for me this morning. Possibly Yaps as well, I'm not sure. And the crayfish here, so I'll grab a block of timber. Actually, we might do this out here. Doing some washing there as well. Got to try not to be stinky up here in the islands. Get your knives, wildreaches.com/shop. Actually the light's probably really bad, but I jumped the gun there. I'm gonna get the fire going first because I want the I want that fire to burn down the coals. Just want to cook on the coals. If you cook on a flame, unless you're like elevated on some kind of grill, you're just gonna ruin your food. So that sun's dropping down below me there pretty quickly. I'll grab some firewood and we'll get this fire going. And remember, you don't need, I think everyone thinks you need this big fire, like it's going to take a long time to prepare to cook on a fire. You know, if you're going to do an underground oven, like an amai or something, yeah, of course you do, but for these little fires to cook like a small fish or a small crayfish or something, you don't need a big fire, just a small fire, let it burn down. You just need like two shovel loads of coals basically. And I'm not talking like big thick coals, just like ashes kind of thing. How good is this camp, by the way? Does it get any better than this? Actually, I've had some amazing camps. You know, shout out to Anthony Mara and the family down there at Eleanor, down there at Ingenue. The shacks on the beach there, this spot here. You know, the camps out with Tremaine at Lockhart River down Night Island Way. I've had some magical camps, and I get so many people say to me, what's the best spot you've been to? And I honestly can't answer that question. Like there's just so many places that are so different that everywhere has its own beauty in culture, in landscape, in people. You know, I just can't pick a favorite. Alright, so we're just going to do this real simple. 2 crayfish, the rice, and some of that seasoning sauce that I got put onto there last night. I had it on dugong and it was so good. So what we're going to do is cut the cray straight down the head and split it in half, like basically butterfly it from the top. And the other thing is up here in Badu, I don't know about the other islands, but Badu, the tail, the head is the delicacy. The tail is nothing special to the locals. So all this yellow stuff in their head is the goodness, and that's what we want. So I'm going to cook the crayfish with the head still on. And there are some bits in there that you don't want to eat, but hopefully I'll show you on this next cray, all this yellow goodness you want to ooze through the meat in your crayfish. You see that orangey stuff there? This one's really orange. That's the goodness that all these locals want to get out of the crays. So the tails, I've heard they use them for bait, but the tails are almost like a throwaway, and the heads are where the delicacy is at. So yeah, I'm going to cook these like I said, like I saw done this afternoon there on the beach. Keep the heads on, and hopefully all that stuff will ooze down into the meat. I just wanted to say also that, you know, getting off the boat there today, this really made me realise this, because I was almost, honestly, like I was almost shedding a tear to say goodbye to the boys. And you don't think of these things, right? So we're coming back around the point, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I'm getting out of the boat, and the boys are heading off tomorrow to TI, down to Thursday Island, and then further down the coast, and this will probably be it. And it really made me realise how, it really sank home how hard this is, this part of my job. You know, the hardest part is leaving my family, my kids and my wife, and you know, seeing Remus there today with his young fella CJ was beautiful. I'd love to have my family up here, and we will do that, but you know, the next hardest part is to spend such quality time with locals like you two fellas today, and then have to say goodbye. And so I just wanted you guys to know that you know, sometimes I am quiet, and it's because I'm constantly learning, you know, and I'm constantly trying to keep up with you fellas in the water and out of the water. You know, language, the Creole, I can pick up like every 5th to 10th word, you know, like sitting there with your families, and I'm so intrigued in your culture out here and your life and the differences to my culture. So I'm like sitting there just taking it all in, and I love it. And even when we're out on the boat, you know, like the way you guys interact with the skipper at the back and someone up on the bow directing, and I'm learning all of that and taking it all in. So I just want you to know that I really enjoyed my time with you two, and I really appreciate you taking me out. And to everyone who takes me out, I really appreciate it, because I know it's weird having this guy come in from nowhere and just be a part of your week, you know, like putting cameras in your face and stuff and asking any questions. And yeah, it's trying to get, I'm trying to showcase your culture to the world because I think it's beautiful. So hopefully it's all worthwhile, and you guys can, you know, kick back one day and watch these episodes and really enjoy them. So yeah, basically I just want to say thank you to you guys and explain to everyone else who's watching the show that it's more, there's more to it than just rocking up, doing some filming and leaving. You know, these people are friends for life, and they're friends that live a long way away from where I live, which is hard. So comment below, let me know what you're thinking about this island series so far. Keen to know. I'd love to come back up here and explore more of the islands. Like, I'd love to get out to the Central Island group and then way out to the Eastern Island group. I've met locals from out there, so I should be able to make it happen. But I think I'm better off coming back. This is a lot of fun, but I think I'm better off coming back with a big boat and staying up here for a couple of months and just travelling around the islands and hanging out with locals and diving and just getting used to that, you know, just doing that every day, diving for your food, spearing fish, catching crayfish. That sun is just setting outside. There's still a little bit of light out there, but pretty much as that sun sets, I'm going to go to bed. I'm so tired. So Remus was saying that, well, him and Yaps, they were both professional cray divers, and they just do that every single day, but bigger, you know, and like all day, every day, just in and out of the boat. You'd just be so fit. All right, here we go. There you go. Once again, simplicity, but this should be absolutely delicious. This crayfish is so fresh, as you just saw. Oh yeah, highly recommend that sauce, guys. That's going to be one that I'm going to travel with from now on. That and Kewpie. Obviously being, you know, that I flew up here, I was really limited to what I could bring. So I just brought my salt mix, but I'll be carrying that in the cruiser from now on, or the Unimog. Alright, legends. Alright, that is a wrap for another episode. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Thank you to everyone on Badu for having me. I keep saying that, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to you guys for watching the show. You know, I suppose that allows me to get up here to do these adventures and live this sort of life. So thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get your merchandise, your knives, your salts, your spears, all that stuff over at wildreaches.com/shop. I think that's it. I'll see you all next week for another episode up here in Badu in the Torres Strait Islands.